Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. We are celebrating the 19th victory. For the South Carolina Gamecock women's basketball team. 19th victory. 7-0 in conference. 7-0 in conference play. Back in the friendly confines of Colonial Life Arena, in front of a sellout crowd, doing work against a good Vanderbilt Commodores team. South Carolina, I say again, is 19-0. So I'm drinking my sweet tea. Drinking my sweet tea on a Sunday evening. And it's so beautiful to say that the Gamecocks are victors one more time. So in honor of this Gamecock victory that we have today, you already know what it is. It's shot o'clock. I know it's football going on. I know it's NFL playoffs. I know Chiefs and the Ravens are playing right now, and I got money on that game. But it's Gamecock time. It's Gamecock time right now. So we're gonna do our shot. We're gonna do our shot, and we always do the celebration shot because if you're new to Captain Will, first off, if you're new to Captain Will, I'm gonna say welcome to the family. You just fell upon the best podcast that's on the internet, on the World Wide Web, whatever you want to call it. The number one, the best one. So we start our victories with shots. So get your shot glasses up, and it might be some VSOP, might be some vodka, might be some ginger ale, might be some sweet tea, but whatever it is celebrating our victory today. So let's do it. Let's go. So, Gamecocks won by 17 points. Now, if you follow Captain Will, you know Captain Will. You watched the pregame show that I released yesterday. You watched that. You already know that I said we was going to win by 23 points. Said we're going to win by 23 points. I heard some people say it's going to be closer. Vegas had us winning by 34.5 points. I didn't bet on this game, but if I would have bet on this game, I would have bet the under. We weren't going to beat Vanderbilt by 34.5 points. I don't know what Vegas was smoking today. I don't have no idea what they were smoking, but Vanderbilt is a solid team. They have a good net ranking. They're predicted to go to the tournament. I mean, come on. They put some respect. So I don't know what Vegas was doing, but I should have bet because I saw that line. I was like, oh, God, they got to take the under on this. But we did what we did. We won by 17 points. It wasn't always pretty during this basketball game, but we did what we did. We didn't shoot great from the three-point line like we normally do. We was only 30%, 7 for 23 from the three-point line. So that was, abnormal for us. That wasn't good, but we did our normal thing in the field goal range, shooting over 50%. We was very solid at the free throw line, about 80%, 78, 79%. So those are good things for the Gamecocks. In SEC play, we have shot over 75% or higher in 6 out of the 7 basketball games. So you may think that our free throw shooting is bad according to the overall picture. But in SEC play, through 7 ball games, we shooting real good at the free throw line. We shooting real good from the free throw line. 14 for 18 from the free throw line. I take that every day, twice on Sunday. And today is Sunday. 4 for 18, 78%. That's good. That's real good. And our girls did well today. This is the thing. Our girls are not robots. They have feelings, they have emotions, they have school, they have things to deal with. So I kind of anticipated a small letdown after that huge victory over LSU. I really did. And it seemed like Vanderbilt was on at different parts of this basketball game. And we found our footing. We found our footing. We did. But a game like this, after a huge, victory, you kind of get like a adrenaline dump. Kind of like adrenaline dump. And I seen that through parts of this game today. Okay. Now, there was no doubt that we was going to win the basketball game. No doubt we was going to win the basketball game. Just a better team. Vanderbilt's a good team, but we just a better team. You got more talent, you're going to win the basketball game. Okay. But it seemed like we were forcing the ball a lot to Kamilla, and she produced for the most part. 9 for 14, 23 points, 6 rebounds, a couple of box shots. She produced for the most part, but it was still some times where it was like force feeding her the basketball because Vanderbilt was smaller, and we got a bunch of points in the paint, and we in SEC play, we averaging about 50 points in the paint. And in this ball game, we had 48 points in the paint, which is similar to what we do, right? So I just kind of feel a little bit that we were just making sure Kamilla get her touches, which took away some from the other players. It took a while for our guards to get crunk. It really did. It took a while for our guards to get loose because it wasn't, we're going to force the ball to Kamilla, and it just didn't get in the rhythm. Now, eventually we did. Eventually we got some rhythm. And like, can I do a shout out to Raven Johnson? Raven Johnson been balling out in this SEC play. She been balling out. And she did yet again. 10 points with 6 assists, 7 assists. 10 points, 7 assists, 2 out of 3 from 3-point line, 3 rebounds. Raven Johnson, a steal. Raven Johnson was balling. And so that narrative of that old Raven Johnson from last year, please kill it. And I'm tired of hearing it from commentators as well. Just talking about it. That Raven Johnson don't exist no more. This is Raven Hollywood Johnson, or implies the way he said, crock pot Johnson. So that is gone. Raven is a baller. She's one of the best point guards in the SEC. And if you're one of the best point guards in the SEC, that means you're one of the best point guards in the country. This is Raven Johnson. And she played well. She continues to play well. Bree Hall is picking her spots. And she's very efficient. 4 for 6 from the free throw line. 4 for 6 from the field. 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Breezy and so much energy rebounding the basketball. She got a lot of loose balls. Ended up with 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Because there was a period of time where Vanderbilt was out rebounding us. They were out hustling us. And I was like, whoa, that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna continue. So what you ended up happening was the guards getting more rebounds, being more aggressive. And I love it. Like Raven had 3, Bree had 4. I love that stuff. I just love that stuff because Cardoso didn't rebound the ball well. She only had 6. She only had 6 rebounds. So she didn't rebound the ball well, but overall as a team, we did straight. We did 37. We had 37 rebounds. That's not sensational. That's below average for South Carolina standards. And you had Ashlyn Watkins doing Ashlyn Watkins things with 8 rebounds, coming off the bench. It just, as a team, as I would give this, I give this victory as a team probably a C. I give it a C. Wasn't great. Wasn't bad. Just middle of the way, against a good team. Maybe I'll do a little better. I do a C+. That's how we played today. About a C+, and we still won by 17 points. It is what it is. We got players like my girl Te-Hina Paopao. She was 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. That ain't gonna happen. She's in a little mini slump. Last game, she was 1 for 3 or 2 for 6. Well, I can't remember, but she was 33%. This game was 1 for 7. She'll get back on. I'm not worried about shooters. I'm not concerned about shooters. Shooters, I have no concern about whatsoever. She's 4 for 12 overall, 9 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. She's always gonna get high assists. Always. Because this is the thing about Te-Hina Paopao. She's much more than a 3-point shooter. That floater she has is so sweet. It's so pretty. She will find a way to score the basketball. She will make good plays. When you have 4, this is the thing, right? So Te-Hina Paopao had 4 assists, no turnovers. Raven Johnson has 7 assists, no turnovers. So between our 2-point guards, 11 assists, 0 turnovers. And Vanderbilt has a tendency to get steals. They get steals. But in this basketball game, Carolina was on that business where we only had 6 turnovers, and we averaged about 14.5 turnovers a basketball game. That means that there was a intentional purpose, intentional purpose to make sure that we do not turn over the ball, and the guards took care of the ball. What more can you ask? What more can you ask? And we talk about that block shot that Ashlyn Watkins had and threw it to the third row like it was a spike. Can we talk about that? And I was waiting on Ashlyn Watkins to get back to playing like Ashlyn Watkins. The last couple games, she hasn't played up to her ability. So, but Ashlyn Watkins, I mean, when you come off the bench, you got almost a double-double, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 block shots, shooting 5 for 6 from the field, 1 for 1 for the free throw line. You got to give a shout out. You have to give a shout out to Ashlyn Watkins. Now she did, it was a couple of times because she had 2 fouls, but it was a couple of times where I think that she, how can I say? Sometimes Ashlyn is a little too aggressive. Let's say that. Just a little too aggressive, but I love that dog. I love that country dog in her. I love her. I love that. I love that. But we gotta make sure that Ashlyn Watkins is out of foul trouble. We gotta, because against the better teams, like we play Tennessee, Rakia Jackson, we gotta make sure she out of foul trouble. When we playing, Ole Miss, we got to make sure she out of foul trouble. We playing UConn. We play UConn in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the day, Super Bowl day. We got to make sure she out of foul trouble. Now, ain't too much concern. And we'll talk about UConn in a couple weeks. We'll talk about that. We'll do the whole run through like we did with LSU daily. We'll talk about UConn. But UConn ain't what UConn used to be. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come to Carolina with something to prove. But the way they got drugged by Notre Dame last night, they better go to the lab with a bit in the back. That little small lineup they trying to do. They ain't gonna work with no Carolina. You try to play Paige Beckers in the 4th position against Ashlyn Watkins and Chloe Kiss. It's gonna be a problem. Sania Feign. Speaking of Sania Feign, let's talk about Sania Feign. Sania Feign, over the last 5 ball games, is averaging about 10 points. Sania Feign, I told you before, Sania Feign's light switch has been turned on. It ain't been turned off yet. Sania Feign is playing well. Tonight she had 9 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Sania Feign, well, and with Sania Feign, she's trying hard on defense now. She's trying hard. Reminds me of Te-Hina Paopao early in the season where she was trying so hard on defense. You have a detriment, you have a problem that you're trying to fix, and you working so hard at it. Sania Feign is working so hard at becoming a better defensive player because she's already outstanding offensive player. She's already outstanding offensive player. She got moves on top of moves. Moves on top of moves, 6'3". You know what I'm saying? So she gonna get her points. She just got to stay on the floor, so she got to play some defense. So I'm not mad when they have a lineup of a Sania Feign, they have a lineup of Ashlyn Watkins on the floor at the same time, and then you spread the 4, and you might have a Tessa Johnson, you might have a Raven Johnson, Bree Hall. It don't matter. And speaking of old Tessa Johnson, 6'1.5" Tessa Johnson, with those long arms and shoot that rainbow 3. I love watching her play. I love watching some Tessa Johnson play, and she had 6 points, 2 for 2. Overall, and 1 for 1 from the 3, and 1 for 2 from the free throw line. But what I love about Tessa Johnson is her defensive tenacity. Tessa Johnson is the next Bree Hall. She's the next Bree Hall, except she's a little taller, just a little bit taller, and her 3 ball is better at an early age. You gonna say it like that? Yeah. Her 3 ball is more efficient at an early age, and I see Tessa Johnson working in this same role that Bree Hall is working right now. When Breezy is gone, because next year Breezy is a senior. She's a senior. Tessa be a sophomore. So she should slide right on into that 3 position her junior year. Slide right on in there. And she's getting good playing time. So she's laying the seeds, laying that foundation to really play, in the next couple of years. And it's going to only increase. And we've seen it. We've seen it with Bree. We've seen it with Chloe. We've seen it with Sania. We see it with Kamilla. When Kamilla first got here, she wasn't playing a whole lot of minutes. Every year, she got increased minutes every single year. And we have seen the growth. We've seen the growth. It may not look like you want it to look, but it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. She's still missing some bunnies. She missed a couple bunnies tonight, but she still finished with 23 points. She still finished with 23 points. I would have liked a little bit more rebounds. That's for my taste. I would have. But overall, I'm pleased with Camilla Cardoso's output tonight. So this is what I need for everybody to do. If you're watching me right now, I need you to subscribe. I need you to hit the like button so we can continue to make this thing grow. If you are new to Captain Will, I also need you to subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Tunes, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whatever, Amazon, whatever it is. You need to find Captain Will and hit that follow button. I really do. And with all this stuff that's going on with women's basketball, with all this stuff that's going on with women's basketball, teams losing against teams they shouldn't lose. When we was watching the Carolina game, you probably saw in the score that Southern Cal was down. Other day, was it Florida State? That Florida State game, that game last night, Notre Dame and UConn, where UConn was a 15-point favorite and ended up losing the game by 15 points. You're seeing all these different teams that are supposedly really good losing. And sometimes you like, how's Carolina not falling to that trap that these other teams are doing? Why is Carolina different? What makes us different? You know what makes Carolina different than all these other teams who are coached by really good coaches and they recruit pretty good and all these different things? What makes us different? Well, it always starts from the top. I'm a military dude, so it always starts from the top for me. Starts from the top. So if the top is squared away, you have to learn. You're gonna follow the culture that's built from the top. So once the top is good, then everything else gonna fall in, right? But how do you not like have a drop off from game to game? How do you not have that? Well, some of these games, like, oh man, Carolina might lose this game. A game that we favored by 15, 18, 20 points. End up losing. That's what happens to other teams. It don't happen to Carolina. We win when we're supposed to win, and when it might be predicted to lose, the game gonna be close, right? We will always be in every basketball game because of these two reasons. We are number one in offensive rating. We are number one in defensive rating. Your offense might fall off. It might be a time where your shots ain't falling. It ain't too often with Carolina, but it's sometimes where your shot might not be falling. Tonight we shot 52% from the field, but we didn't shoot effectively from the three-point line. The three-point line of 7 for 23 is more in line of the three-point shooting that we've had over the course of the last 4-5 years. Let's be real. Okay. But now we got the number one three-point shooting team in the country. So we're accustomed to shooting over 40% every single game. But what we can always stand on business. And that's the key phrase for the year. Stand on business, because our defense travels to wherever we might be. It travels to a hostile environment like we just played in the LSU. It travels in a neutral zone, or if you want to call it a neutral court, when we played up at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, which happens to be my favorite casino in the world, which that played Utah. Although the Connecticut fans was cheering for Utah, which made it a home game, you know what I'm saying? So it just, and when the tournament starts, you have no problem. You have no doubt in your mind that South Carolina's defense is going to show up. We have no doubt, regardless of where we play. It can be in Greenville. It's going to be, if it's in Albany, if it's in Cleveland, it don't matter. You know the defense is going to show up and show out. You know that for sure. So you just have to just continue to be what we are. And if we play our regular basketball, Not A+, not A, B. We play our regular basketball. we're going to beat pretty much every team in the country. Pretty much beat every team in the country. Now, you got to step up. Like the girls stepped up against LSU. We're going to step up against UConn. Those marquee games where all the cameras are watching, where all the lights are popping. We got to step up then. But staying focused and staying locked in is not a problem for this team. It's not a problem for this team. I don't know what's said in the locker room. I don't know what's said, but I do know this right here. Gamecocks are always ready to play. Always. It never, ever stops. It never stops. Let's go through a couple of questions. And I appreciate the comments. Lots of comments once again. At the Chop with Marvin Lee. I like that. At the Chop with Marvin Lee, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being a member in the silver level. Appreciate you, fam. I really do. And I thank all the members who have signed up. And I just thank you from the bottom of my heart that you are a member of the Captain Will's prestigious membership club. So thankful for y'all. Alan Pavon, he said, very much improved team. She's Ralph. Could get, Shay's Ralph. Could get Gino Ariema's replacement when he retires. I like the way she coaches. I really do. I like the way she coaches. I like the way Vanderbilt plays. Vanderbilt, they play from whistle to whistle. They play hard the whole time. And that's difficult when you're down. Sometimes like, okay, we're going to tap out. Let's go on and get on the bus and let's go back home. But she's a really good coach. Auburn going to try like hell to knock us off Thursday night. They sure are. They are. They won't, but they're going to try. They're going to try. They were like, oh, we beat LSU. We're going to beat South Carolina. Well, you're not. Let's say about that. You're not going to beat South Carolina. You might be LSU, but you're not going to beat South Carolina. Let's just keep it real, okay? High vibrations. How do you become a member? High vibrations for everybody. In order to become a member, you just go to my YouTube channel. Go to the homepage of my YouTube channel. Go up to memberships. At the top, it's a tab. Click on the tab. Follow information. That's it. Click the button. Boom. That's it. Good to go. So, encourage you to be a member. I'm waiting on the t-shirts right now. Once I get the t-shirts out, we'll ship those out. And just keep rocking with Captain Will. At Nolan and Camilla, we trust. Yes. We have to give our flowers to Camilla Cardoso, y'all. We have to give our flowers to Camilla Cardoso because for whatever reason, Camilla Cardoso is a lightning rod for comments. There's always something to say about Camilla Cardoso. Good or bad, happy or sad. There's always something to say about Camilla Cardoso. And it's just like this right here. It's like your kid. It's like your kid. You just want them to do so great. You see the potential. You see the greatness in them. And you just want them to get that A. You're like, okay, he getting the B. He getting the B. I need to get that A. So he's like, come on, man. Get that A. Come on, man. Get that A. And then get a B again. I feel that's how we do with Camilla Cardoso. That's how we do. We want her to be perfect. And then maybe not perfect, because nobody's perfect. So we want her to be great every single time she takes the court. And she has her flaws. But what Camilla is good at, she's good at. She was 9 for 14 from the field tonight. 9 for 14, 5 for 7 from the free throw line. Finished with 23 points. Now, that could have been 27, could have been 28. But she finished with 23 points, y'all. She finished with 23 points. And we'll find a way, me too, we will find a way to critique everything about Camilla Cardoso. Oh, she's not, she don't look like she's mean enough. She's smiling too much. She this, she that. You know what Camilla Cardoso is? She enjoys playing basketball. She plays hard. She runs the floor like she running a 200 meters. She plays hard. She blocks shots. She rebounds the basketball. That's what she does. And that's what she's going to be doing in the W. Rebounding the basketball, blocking shots, and playing defense. That's what she's going to be doing. And when she's open, they're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to force feed Camilla Cardoso in the W. I'm going to force feed the ball. No, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. But I think she's gonna have a long career in the W because she's 6'7". She can rebound and she can block some shots, and she's athletic. I think it's gonna happen. At Jack Nimmons, Fulwiley can score at will, but our system isn't for her. Man, she could average 20 plus like these other freshmen. Her freestyle play is unmatched. Well, I say this right here. And I ain't putting no shade on no freshman. But you look at the teams that these freshmen are on, they're not as good as South Carolina. So you look at Juju Watkins. Southern Cal is not nowhere as good as South Carolina. So she's shooting all these shots. So when you are a freshman and you go to a team, look at how they just right here. You're a freshman, you go to a team where you're the best player on that team. You're going to have free will to do whatever the hell you want to do. Doggo has that way because she's the best player on Notre Dame. Juju has that. She's the best player on Southern Cal. Same thing with Michaela Williams. She's the best player on LSU. MiLaysia Fulwiley is not the best player on South Carolina. She's not. And here's a fun fact, too. Here's a fun fact. If Juju Watkins was on South Carolina, she would not be the best player on South Carolina. Hannah Hidalgo, Michaela Williams. There are levels to this. And South Carolina has great players on their team, on our team, that are ahead of MiLaysia Fulwiley. Notre Dame does not. She is their best player. Juju is Southern Cal's best player. You know who's better than MiLaysia Fulwiley? Te-Hina Paopao. Who else? Bree Hall. Who else? Raven Johnson. Those are the facts. You have to wait your turn at South Carolina because the other players were recruited that were just as good as you. Just as good as you. So it's cool. It's good that Juju is scoring all these points. But Southern Cal will be watching South Carolina play in the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final Four for the title. But it's good that she getting all those points. It's nice. It's good. But their team ain't as good. Notre Dame, we beat the brakes off of Notre Dame. The brakes off of Notre Dame, the first game of the season. So they're going to be watching South Carolina play too because we're deeper and we're better. We're better. But you just don't show up at a team unless you don't show up as a freshman and be the star of the team unless you're the best player on that team. It is nobody who is a Gamecock fan who can tell me that MiLaysia Fulwiley is the best player on our team. You can't say that. She's the most exciting player of this team by far, but she ain't the best player, so you're not going to have her shooting no 20 times. That ain't going to happen with South Carolina basketball. It ain't going to happen. I love MiLaysia Fulwiley. I love that girl. I've been watching her play since 7th, 8th grade. I love that girl. But it's a reason why she came to Carolina. She could have been to another school, Division I school, whatever, and shot 30 times a game like some of these other players are doing. She grew up wanting to play for Dawn Staley. And when you grow up wanting to play for Dawn Staley, you do whatever it entails. Because what she's going to get from Dawn Staley is she's going to end up being one of the best defensive players that came out of South Carolina. She will be the most exciting. MiLaysia Fulwiley has the potential to be the best all-around player that South Carolina has ever had. And I'm saying that right now on January 28th. She has that potential. Some of these freshmen are not going to reach that potential of being the best all-around player, offensively and defensively. It ain't going to happen because they focus on offense. Focus on offense. MiLaysia Fulwiley, and don't get too consumed with the stats and how many shots and all this stuff. When you got a team like we have, ain't nobody taking a whole bunch of shots. But it also means everybody eats. You know, there's a lot of seats at the table. So everybody eats. Some of these other teams, only a couple seats at the table. So I'm going to take all my shots, but everybody else are going to be watching me shoot. So, but I like the comment. Terrence Lewis, what's up, brother? This game is a direct result of emptying the tank against LSU. We came out sluggish, especially Chloe and Powell. You know, and I kind of agree with you. You know, it came out sluggish. We did. The first quarter, we came out a little sluggish, and it took us a while to get our our legs back. Chloe didn't play well. She didn't play well. Finished with 2 points and four rebounds, 1 assist. And Paopao, she last couple games, she haven't had a shooting touch per se. But I wouldn't say she didn't play well last game. She didn't shoot like Paopao does. She just shot. How about this right here? The last game, let me pull up her stats from last game. Last game against LSU, Paopao had 9 points, 2 rebounds. No, sorry, 12 points, 6 assists, shot 33% from the field and 29% from 3. So Paopao having 6 assists and 12 points is a down night. It's a down night because she didn't shoot the 3 ball well. Well, sometimes the 3 ball don't go in. Sometimes it don't go in. But if you find a way to get 12 points, because she had 9 points in the second half. She had 9 points in the second half. So I pushed back on saying she didn't have a good game. She had a solid game. She just didn't shoot the ball well. But she still had 6 assists. She led the team in assists. So that means something. That means something. She played some solid defense. As far as Chloe, against LSU, she had 14 points, 3 rebounds. And I think today was a result to some degree of force feeding Camilla to get the ball. I think that there was some crowded space. There was no high-low game tonight whatsoever with Camilla Cardoso and Chloe Kiss. There was none. It was none. So when we play Thursday against Auburn, I think you get back to normals. But again, like I stated earlier, these are kids. They ain't robots. They are kids. And sometimes if you're watching me right now, you play some level of basketball and you know you are off sometimes. Sometimes you just don't have it on. Sometimes the opponent is good and sometimes you just not on there. Just not on like that. And you got to work through your little mini slump. And I have no doubt in my mind that Paopao will work through this shooting, quote unquote, shooting slump she's had the last 2 games. I have no doubt. She's a shooter. What I don't want her to do is stop shooting. I want her to continue to shoot the damn ball. She shot the 3 7 times tonight. I want that volume for Te-Hina Paopao. I want her shooting 7 8 times from the 3-point line. Because when she is on her regular, that shooting 7 or 8 times from the 3-point line means that about four or five of them gonna go in. Now Auburn, in that arena, away game, and Auburn gonna be lit. But if I put my money on right now, I don't know what the over under of her getting 3-pointers, but I put my money in right now that Te-Hina Paopao gonna make three 3-pointers. She's a shooter. She's a shooter. I have no doubt. So Kim, what's up, man? Did anyone see the moves that Feign did today? I'll tell you this right here. Feign, I'll just say it right here, man. Feign got some moves. Feign got some low post moves. She does. That girl got an arsenal. She has an arsenal. And I remember when Dawn Staley said that she's the most talented offensive post player she's ever had. I was like, what? Like, what she was saying that from? What this was on? Then I'm like, that girl can ball. Sania Feign can ball. She can ball. I'm telling, she has turned the corner, y'all. She has turned the corner at the right time. She's averaging 10 points over the last 5 games. She has turned the corner, and she's in the rotation now. She knows that she's going to get some consistent minutes now. So she don't have to worry now about making a mistake. I made a couple mistakes. I'm going to pull from the game and ain't going to play no more. She ain't got to worry about that no more because I think she's proved herself. I think she's proved herself with the way that she scored a basketball and the way she's battling on defense. I just love it. I just love it. Donnell Baylor, salute to you, Cap. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you always. Michelle J, GTL family, cheers. Cheers, my sweet tea. Mm-hmm. Elizabeth Anderson, way to bounce back. Way to bounce back, Camilla. And you are so right. You are so right. Way to bounce back and fight. Adam Ritter, why didn't we play Ja? I'm worried she's going to transfer as well as Walker. I mean, they could have played. They could have played in this game. We was up handily, I guess. If you know, I'm not concerned. How can I say? Well, I say it like this right here. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned with playing everybody. That Sania Feign has played more. I would say they played more, and I ain't did no research on this, but I would say this today, that Sania Ja and Sakima Walker has played more than any 10th and 11th person on the bench than anybody else in the country. I can pretty much say that without a shadow of a doubt. And the reason I say that, because we play our bench religiously. Other teams don't. Other teams don't. We play a team like get Vanderbilt. We just played Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt played, and they got blown out, but they played roughly 7 players. They played roughly 7 players, and that's the reality. To me, if you are down a bunch of points, you should sub your players in. But you got a lot of players who play Carolina that they could get their starters in pretty much the whole game. And I say the starters in, well, to the 40 minutes are over. You know what I'm saying? But most of their players are going to play most of the games, because when the other team, when team A starts putting in their 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, maybe 11th player in the game, and we are playing our 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, however you call it, whatever, our quote unquote bench players, the other team don't match up. So the lead that we have gets bigger and bigger and bigger. A lot of times when we are blowing teams out, we are still playing their starters. A lot of times, just watch it. Just watch it. A lot of times we are still, they are playing their starters, because they start subbing in. The league gets astronomical. It just does. So I'm not, you know what, Adam Reed, I like your comment, but I'm not concerned about, I don't care about the transfer portal. I don't care. I can care less about the transfer portal. Transfer portal means nothing to me, because I like competition. I like competition. And if you like competition, you're not concerned about players coming in. If I'm player A, I'm Captain Will, right? And then I see Joyce Edwards, Maddie McDaniel, Adele Tack on deck. That means I got to step my game up. I don't care about what they bring into the table. I know the accolades, but that means I got to go to the gym and I got to work harder. I got to get more fit. I got to shoot more threes. I got to get tougher. I got to do all that stuff, because the numbers will work themselves out. Because if you constantly bringing in players who are really, really good, and that's what Carolina does, we got 3 5-star players in this next class, and that's including Adele Tack, who was actually shooting some jumpers, was warming up a little bit today. And you got Joyce Edwards just scored damn near 60 points the other day. Her and Maddie were named McDonald's All-Americans. I'm not concerned. It just means that we're better. I don't bring it. The numbers will work out themselves. But we're not just, I ain't really concerned about it. But I like the comment. Kimberly Page, I think Paopao is hesitant to shoot the 3 now. It was a couple of times it seemed like she was a little hesitant. A little bit. I agree with you on that. But if your 3 ball ain't falling, you find other ways. And I like her driving to the basket. And Kimberly Page, I always love your comments. Appreciate you, sister. Cam TV, what's up, brother? MiLaysia got to stop shooting threes like she's Caitlin Clark. Bro. I was like, whoa, boy. Oh, man. I love MiLaysia. But Lord Jesus. She be launching it, bro. She be launching the sign. MiLaysia Fulwiley shot the 9 3-pointers today. Now, if you shoot If you shoot like Te-Hina Paopao, you shoot a percentage like her or Bree Hall, or hell, Raven Johnson for that matter. I don't have no problem shooting 9 3-pointers. But MiLaysia is shooting like 33% from 3 right now. Overall, okay, 34% from 3. You shooting 34% from 3. I don't think you got free reign to shoot on 9 3-pointers. I'm just saying. I want MiLaysia Fulwiley, the most exciting player in college basketball with the ball in her hands. I want her driving to the basket. I want MiLaysia Fulwiley, especially when she playing with the bench. I want MiLaysia Fulwiley to turn into Allen Iverson. That's what I want. I don't want her shooting a 3. I don't want her to shoot a jumper. I want her to go to the basket, find a way to get to the basket. That's all I want to see MiLaysia Fulwiley do. I want, if the 3, you shoot a couple threes, she can do it. She can do shot range, but I want MiLaysia Fulwiley because they can't guard her. So I want MiLaysia Fulwiley to find a way to get to the basket and draw a foul, or do something sensational. That's what I want. But I don't want MiLaysia Fulwiley shooting on 9 3-pointers. Robert Arrington. Hello, Cap and everyone. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? James is fatting. Cap, Feign is getting better and better. Watch out. The more playing time she gets, the more consistent she will be. Bruh, you are so right. You are so right. And you are seeing her blossom. You are seeing her blossom and get better, and the confidence that she has is so amazing. Alan Pavon, first of all, I appreciate you for being a member. And Walker has to develop over the summer. If anyone can bring the best out of her, is Coach Dawn. Well, if Walker's here, we don't know if Sakima Walker's going to be back. We don't know if she's going to take a COVID year and come back. We don't know what's going to happen with Sakima Walker. Because that'll be a 5th year. That'll be a 5th year now. So we will see. We will see. But I want her to stay healthy, and I want her to do well. But the numbers will play out themselves over the summer. I just say it like that. Numbers will play well. Gamecock fan 23. Ja will get her chances more next season. Breezy didn't play much as a freshman and sophomore. She could have left and look at what she's doing. Got to trust the process and wait her turn. Calm down, Adam Ritter. Oh my gosh. You know, because I think we like the microwavable roster because the media highlights these freshmen. And the media highlights these freshmen, but they don't highlight the roster that these freshmen are on. So with South Carolina, our roster, you look at our roster, and we just do like this. We just do the starting lineup. Camilla Cardoso, we started this center. Camilla Cardoso did not play much as a freshman. And we just do the, I wouldn't say the freshman because she played with Syracuse as a freshman. Her first year in Carolina, Camilla Cardoso averaged 13 minutes a game. Okay. Second year, 19 minutes a game. Now she's averaging 26 minutes a game. Okay. Let's do Bree Hall since you mentioned Bree Hall. Bree Hall averaged 9 minutes a game freshman year, 14 minutes a game sophomore year, and averaging 27 minutes a game now. You just got to work. You got to continue to work and press and get better, and your time will come. We talk a little bit about Chloe. I mean, I know she showed up early, but now she's averaging 19 minutes a game. Last year, for what it was, because she only played in 18 games, she averaged 7 minutes a game. Ashlyn Watkins. We talk about Swatkins. Swatkins played 11 minutes a game. This year, she's averaging 19 minutes a game. What I'm saying is this right here. Our freshmen will have to wait their turn, much like everyone else. MiLaysia Fulwiley right now is averaging, she's averaging 18 minutes a game. That 18 minutes a game is more than Camilla, more than Bree, more than Raven, more than so many, Sania Feign, so many different players. She's getting burned. That's the thing. MiLaysia Fulwiley is getting burned more than any freshman that's played at South Carolina the last couple years. You know what I mean? If we could go, and I want to go talk about the freshies, but I'll talk about the current roster. She's getting burned. She's got more time than Sania, Ashlyn, Camilla, all these different players. Even Tessa. And see, because I think the tests are going to be so doggone good. Tests are getting 15 minutes of burn. So they playing minutes. You just got to wait and be patient. And Gamecock fan 23, you're absolutely right. Just trust the process. Trust the process. And they've trusted the process and not jump ship like Cooper did, like Rivers did, Russell did. Trust the process. There's a great opportunity for MiLaysia Fulwiley to be playing in the Final Four 4 straight years. There's a great opportunity for that. So just trust it. Terrence Lewis, come to South Carolina, you have to buy into the 4-year plan. Look at Sania Feign. Year 3 down, and she's blossoming. She had to play behind Aaliyah and Kamilla. Brother, you're right. You're right. And it ain't no different than Joyce. Joyce knows that she ain't coming to South Carolina to start. She knows that. When I interview her, she says she's coming in to work hard, and she wasn't promised no starting position. Joyce, and some teams are promising that. She ain't promised no starting position. She'll be promised the opportunity for a shot at minutes. That's it. Adele Tack, the same thing. Maddie McDaniel, same thing. Maddie McDaniel knows that Raven, that Fulwiley, potentially if Paopao comes back, know they're all ahead of her. She knows that. But she's coming to South Carolina because of the legacy and the opportunity to get better and be coached by the best. It ain't no shame to playing behind great players. Ain't no shame. Because you're going to get better at practice. When you're playing, think about this right here. Fulwiley is a quote-unquote backup guard. She's playing in practice against Raven, Paopao, and Bree. The best guard rotation in the country. Every day at practice. How special is that? How special is that? And Maddie gonna do the same thing next year. And trust and believe, Maddie is the truth. And she's gonna bring it next year. Shakim, Vegas offense is a thing of beauty. I love her game. She is a better post player than Kitts. She is a better post player than Kitts, but she's not only the better post player than Kitts, which she's supposed to be the better post player than Kitts, because Kitts, Chloe just has been on campus 1 year. 1 year. That happened a couple weeks ago. She just completed her first year on campus. Sania Feign is a junior and a half. Okay? So she is supposed to be better than Chloe. Yo, Chloe Kitts, freshman plus, sophomore minus, however you want to say, is playing well at the rate that she is right now. She is. And I think that we want to fast forward the time that Chloe Kitts has been there, because we just started her sophomore year. Okay? We just started her sophomore year when the 2024 just started. Okay? So her sophomore year just began. And Chloe Kitts is averaging 19 minutes a game. 19 minutes a game. You know who didn't average 19 minutes a game in their sophomore year? Kamilla Cardoso, Sania Feign, Bree Hall, so many different players. So she is at an accelerated rate right now for her growth. And 19 minutes a game, 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists. Those are great numbers for Chloe Kitts. Those are great numbers. 55% from field goal range, 66%. We always talking about Chloe got to get stronger. Yeah, she got to get stronger. She just finished her first year. Yeah, she got to get strong. You know who else had to get strong? Everybody else on the same team. Everybody on this team had to get stronger after their first year. That's basketball. This time next year, Chloe be finished her second year. She'll be officially a junior in Captain Will's eyes. She will be 10 pounds heavier, 10 pounds stronger, and not getting pushed around like she's doing. But you know what she's still doing? She's averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds a basketball game. Let's say that. Chloe Kitts is our third leading rebounder. Our third leading rebounder on this team. And she just completed her first freshman year. No matter what the media says, she just completed her first freshman year at the University of South Carolina. 10-6 is really good to me. Those numbers are really good to me. And just put it in context. We're just going to put it into context because we have 6 players. We have 6 players averaging 10 points per basketball game. And one of those players is Chloe Kitts. You got Kamilla Cardoso with 13, Paopao with 13, MiLaysia Fulwiley with 12, Breezy with 11, Chloe with 10, and Raven Johnson with 10. Okay? Put some respect on her name. Put some respect on Chloe Skardashian's name. Mocha Latte, I love Tessa's game. She's so calm. She is. She is. You see no wasted movements on Chloe, on Tessa. I say more so on Tessa. No wasted movements whatsoever. Yes, Sakima Walker has a COVID year. She has 1 year left. If she uses that COVID year. She played 2 years at Rutgers. She played 1 year in JC, and she's here, and she does have a COVID year. I'm seeing that people are having issues trying to figure out how to subscribe. Okay, so the easiest way to subscribe to me is to do it on a laptop. Do it on a laptop. Do it on the computer. Do it on, those are the easiest way. It's harder to subscribe it's harder to subscribe for memberships when you are on a phone. I don't know why. It's just weird sometimes. Like on Instagram or on Facebook, if you're on the computer, you have more options than you do on your phone. So I encourage you to try to do it on a laptop or I'm not sure if you can do it it was easier on the iPad, but the phone is more difficult. So I understand. I understand completely. Just, keep trying. Try it on your computer if you have a computer, and try it on iPad. I missed my shot o'clock. We're 52 minutes in. Shot o'clock, y'all. Shot o'clock. This is my last swig of Tito's. My wife got to go get some more. Not today because you're in the South, North Carolina South. You can't go to the ABC store. You know what I miss? This is what I miss. Being on a military post. And getting. And see, this is the thing. When most of my military career, I didn't even drink. And I had some bad days in the military. I did not drink. And if I would have drank some wine, come home in the evening after I got cussed out by my boss. But you know what? Shout out to my boss when I was at Bragg. Shout out to my boss, my battalion commander, when I was the S1 at 1st TSC at Fort Bragg. Shout out to my boss at the time, Colonel Maddox. Now Colonel Maddox is Brigadier General Maddox. Taught me a lot. I stayed in his office a lot, chopping it up, but he taught me a lot. And and I always, military officers, and when you have he was one of my mentors. When you have a mentor who showed you a lot and a person of color, it ain't many. I'm just keep it real with y'all. It ain't many black generals running around in the Army. And I am pleased and blessed to know that he taught me a lot. He fussed me out a lot. He sure did. But shout out to my 1-star, General Maddox. Taught me a lot about the Army. Sure did. Christopher Jones. Dawn knows what she's doing as far as playing time. It's been working for some years now. You're right. She's not going to change, but those are the same things that she preaches to the parents. You got to be transparent. You got to be transparent with the child and with the parents. Like, hey, okay. Little Susie's not going to be playing no 35 minutes a game. She might be the top 5 rated player in the country, but she ain't playing no 35 minutes a game. She had opportunities to compete, but she ain't coming in here saying I'm going to be starting. And then, because everybody on my team are McDonald's All-Americans. That is what it is. Everybody on my team, McDonald's All-American. So you're another great player to go along with the other 9 great players that have in this basketball team. And I wish my daughters play basketball. I wish they were good enough to have Dawn Staley walk up into the house. Time out. You want to play for Carolina? I'd be like, I don't know what my kid would say. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. Where do I sign up? Where does she sign up? I'm like, come on, shoot. Terrence Lewis, if a player isn't playing, it's a reason. You're right. It's a reason internally with thus player, or it's a reason, that other players are better. If other players are better, that's what it is. That's just what it is. And I like to use the old analogy. I hope my wife ordered some food. She did. I like to use the analogy because at one point in time I was stationed at a medical school. I was stationed at a medical school in Bethesda, Maryland. Okay, so the medical school, the training, Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, and Army. All the services, right? They go into medical school. All right, we was part of the cadre. So when you graduate from medical school, first of all, you go into medical school, you smart. You real smart. Okay, let's just start right there. You go into medical school, you are smart. Probably valedictorian in your high school. So you just smart. Okay. But when you go into medical school and everybody who passes everybody who passes their certifications and whatever it is to be a doctor, all these good things, everybody it has passed. So everybody will be a doctor, right? But if you graduate in class, you got 200, okay? 200 is graduating class of doctors at this medical school. Somebody's number one. But you know what? Somebody's also 200. And when you go to the doctor, you don't have no idea where they graduated at. Their medical degree might be posted up, but you don't see that transcript. You have no idea where they graduated. You don't know if they're 189. You don't know if they're number one. You don't know if they're 200. You don't know if they're 200. So with South Carolina, everything is posted. You already know. You know. And when I say you already know, before you arrive on campus, when you're being recruited, you already know the reputation of Dawn Staley. You already know that we always have a top 2, top 3, top 4, top recruiting class in the country. You already know that the team has a legacy of women's basketball. We ain't just starting out. This ain't 16 years ago. So and you probably already, and if you're a top level recruit, you probably played in some shape or form against some of the players on the team. In some level, you've played. Okay, so you know that these girls are ballers. So you just gotta have that mindset. If you come into South Carolina, you gotta know, and you gotta have it in your heart that I'm coming to be competitive and learn from the best. And I might not play right away. You got to have that mentality. Because if you come to South Carolina thinking that you're going to be, you as a freshman is going to get all this playing time, you are sadly mistaken. You should have went to another school. You should have went to Clemson. Should have went to Clemson. Maybe that's why. I ain't going to start that. Nope, I ain't going to do it. Jack Nimmons. I love when Tessa and Fulwiley on the court with Raven. Oh, boy. Jack Nimmons, I love that lineup too. Because you got the playmaking ability, the pass first ability of Raven Johnson, who tries to make every play the right way, who doesn't turn the ball over much. You got the length of 6'1.5" of Tessa Johnson, who can play defense and play offense, who can also shoot the three. And you got the sensationalism of Fulwiley. That is a special lineup. If Te-Hina Paopao goes to the W next year or this year, if she goes to the W, that lineup right there, you're going to see a lot of next year. You're going to see a lot of that lineup next year. Country Notary, hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, my sister, tell them. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Our channel is growing so fast. I checked the the stats on Apple Podcasts for women's basketball. Women's basketball. And I just started putting our stuff on podcasts on like the audio version like a couple weeks ago. I just started that, right? And check the stats yesterday, and we are number 3 in women's basketball. We are number 3 in the country in terms of podcasts for women's basketball. That is huge for us. That means that more people are finding out about Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, and that more people are spreading the message about women's basketball. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want this to be the biggest channel and podcast across the country that covers women's basketball. And we're really working towards that. And I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the stuff that goes along with that. Thank you so much. Christopher Jones. Nope. Let's see. She is Bree Wayne. Chloe can score, rebounds more than Feign. Like the midi, probably more fluid than Feign, but Feign is definitely stronger. I like your comment. She is Bree Wayne. I think that Chloe is a better rebounder. It's kind of crazy, right? Because Chloe averaging 6 rebounds in 19 minutes of play. That's a lot. That's a lot. And when I say that, because our big Camilla Cardoso, she's averaging 11 rebounds in 26 minutes of play. 26 minutes of play, she's averaging 11 rebounds. Chloe's averaging 6. And Chloe is 5 inches shorter. So the ball some kind of way finds her. As she gets bigger and stronger, Chloe can mess around and be a rebounding beast. I'm just letting you know. In terms of Feign, yeah, Feign is stronger. She, and like we stated earlier, she should be. She should be. And it's just going to take time. It's going to take time. But I love the track that Chloe is on. I'm telling you, I do. And Robert Cardoso got to make a layup. She do. It was a couple. I almost threw my glasses. I ain't gonna lie. I almost threw my glasses. I was like, oh boy. But she recovered and still finished up with a good game. Antonio, some people don't understand. Some people don't understand the position of the team. If your point guard is your highest scorer, then your offense is not efficient. Antonio, you're right, brother. You're right. Like I mentioned this before. I don't want my point guard being my leading scorer. You're not a point guard. If you are the leading scorer on the team, you are not a point guard. You are not. And then I just have to reiterate those questions, those answers. You're not a point guard. You are a shooting guard. You are a shooting guard. So we have a lot of players who pose. Thank you, baby. We have a lot of people who pose as point guards, but they're actually shooting guards. Tony Cole, Raven is the best pure point guard in college basketball. I could not agree with you more. The definition of a point guard, in college basketball, if you look at Webster's, what we're gonna do? If you look at Captain Will's dictionary of a point guard, by definition, it should be a picture of Raven Johnson as a point guard. Raven Johnson scores the ball some. She is an efficient scorer. She's averaging 28 minutes a game, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers a basketball game, 1.6, 52% from the field, 70% from the free throw line, 37% from 3. That is a point guard. If you have a player shooting 25 shots a game, 30 shots a game, that ain't a point guard, y'all. The point guard's job is to make the other players better. Make them better. Deliver the basketball where they want the basketball so they can eat as well. Because if your point guard taking all the damn shots, what is your shooting guard doing? Just watching. That's all he's doing. Just watching. I see the list. That comes out, and I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie about you, because you know how I like Raven Johnson. I was pissed that she wasn't on the midseason watch list with top 10 point guards in the country. Te-Hina is on that list, but Raven should have been on that list as well, because she and this is another stat. I look at the list, and then when I analyze the list, I see a lot of scoring guards on this list. And I also see a lot of scoring guards who don't play defense. Defense is an option. And I'm not too surprised. Because that is following the NBA model, where you don't play defense when defense is optional. So you got a lot of scoring guards who shoot the ball a whole lot of times, and they say, or the media says they're a point guard. They ain't no damn point guard. Raven Johnson is the point guard. And you have to look more than the stats. Raven Johnson guards the opposing point guard 94 feet. 94 feet. She is in that grill. She's in that grill. You know how much pressure that puts on the point guard? Trying to bring the ball up? You know what? A lot of times the point guard can't even bring the ball up because she's face guarding the whole time. So somebody else got to bring the ball up, which takes time off the clock. And with South Carolina being so doggone good defensively, once they cross the half court line and get into a set, they got about 12 seconds, 10 seconds left in the clock. So to get a bad shot up. Point guard. Raven is the point guard. She is. Elizabeth Anderson. Raven Johnson already playing like she's in the WNBA. Thanks, Cap. Cam Will, for your service. I too serve retired United States Army. What's up? That's what's up. I had one of my best assignments when I was in Bethesda, because it was a joint unit. So we had, like, in my shop, we had Air Force, we had Navy, and we had Army. And my company commander, because this is when I was enlisted, my company commander was a Marine. How dope is that? You got all the services represented, and you learn so much from other services when you're thrown in there together. You learn so much. We used to rag each other. We used to have so much fun, and it was one of the most fun jobs I've ever had in my service, because you learn. We go out, in the military, you always going somewhere to eat. You going somewhere to eat for lunch and all these different things. You hang out, play ball. Just back in those days, have fight parties and things like that. So you just chopping it up and you learning what the Navy does. First thing I learned about what the Navy does, they drink a lot. I was like, they have fun. Navy guys, Navy girls have so much fun, but that was one of the most things. And I think that, it's similar. When you are in a unit with all the different services, is similar to, I'll kind of say it like this right here. And some people, the military folks chime in on this right here. It is difficult to be racist in the military. And I say that because it's a mixture. It's a true melting pot of races, of cultures, of languages, of everything. And I wish the real country was like that. I really do. Because when you in a bunker, or you in a whatever situation you in, you don't give a damn about what color somebody is. You don't care about where they from. You don't care about none of that stuff. You don't care about what service they in. You don't care about none of that stuff right there. That is the reality of it. That was the reality of it. Like, one of my best friends, and I know I'm off on the tangent, but bear with me. I'll get back to basketball. One of my best friends in all my Army life we were privates together at Fort Drum, New York. Privates. And he a white guy from Pennsylvania. And to this day, we are tight. And I'm a old country dude from South Carolina. One of my best friends is a Hispanic homeboy from California. We met in 1997. It's 2024. One of my best friends. Man, life is good. Life is good when you don't care about color. I'm just saying like that. It's not about the basketball. Back to basketball. Christopher Jones, Cap, do you know there's a podcast that covers LSU that's taking shots now before the beginning? God. Oh my God, bro. Are you serious? Let me read that comment again. Cap, do you know there's a podcast that covers LSU that's taking shots now before the show begins? I couldn't believe it. Bruh, I tell you this right here. Imitation is flattery to me. You could take shots. You could get some sweet tea. You can get some pig feet. But it ain't nobody, it ain't no podcast out there that's better than Captain Will and my family. It ain't none. This is the most authentic stuff that is going today. And shout out to LSU for copying me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for copying your boy. Boy, I like that one. Christopher Jones, I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and with that note from Christopher Jones, I'm going to end this podcast. And I don't have no more liquor, but I would have taken a shot just because of the LSU mess. I'm doing shots before this show. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate you being part of my family. You are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.